Alrighty. Said I was trying to click the wrong button. Hey everyone, it's Laura here. I made a video, it was really long and it stopped part of the way through, so I'm going to make another one. I want to talk to you about what I do and what I can do to help you and the results that you could get from working with me. Now, I'm an NLP practitioner. I have an acting degree. I am do a bit of stuff with energy, which is more NLP stuff, but it does the job as well, which is really exciting, actually. Here's what I can do. I can help people to, break that little thing that is keeping you from doing the stuff that you really want, having the life that you really want. So it's about, I was talking to somebody about this earlier, and this is something, all of this stuff I've done because for myself, to help myself. I come from a really crap background, and I have had lots of limiting beliefs about what I could do, but I know that I have a huge potential. So even though I was told when I was growing up that I had none, I knew different. And so that determination, that belief in myself, has gotten me to where I am now. And I still had that kind of like things that were holding me back based on what, the limiting beliefs that were kind of like put there, in my subconscious. So here's what I can help you with. I can help you here's some of the outcomes that you might get from working with me. Being able to show up, being able to take action on the stuff that you want to do, removing shame from your life. Like, when you stop yourself from doing things, or you stop yourself from doing things that'll improve your life because of shame. And so thinking about, like, what am I talking about when I say that? We have shame about a lot of stuff. Like, we hold on to a lot of shame about things. And a lot of it is about not being the person that you were supposed to be, or that, you didn't fit into this box. And so you should feel shame because you should be, somebody else, somebody that you're not. We have a lot of shame. We hold on to a lot of shame about that. And then being able to show up and be yourself, and holding on to a lot of guilt and shame about that, that people aren't going to expect maybe that you're going to be different, or things like that. Things like mental health issues, holding on to shame about things like that. This is a big one. If people would just be able to get rid of the shame about having, people have depression, people have, different stuff. People have, just like, different mental health issues. And if you could get over the shame of having those things, it takes away, like, you can't make decisions from a good space when you're in shame. You just can't. You can't go, okay, so this is what's going on. Let's say it's something like depression. I don't have depression. I'm just like using it as an example. And for all the people who are going to jump on me, I'm using it as an example. Now, if you have something like depression and you feel like it's a shameful thing to have because it's a mental health issue, then you're probably not going to, or you'll hold yourself back from getting help. A lot of people do this. They don't go and get help. They don't go to a therapist. They don't go and see their doctor. They don't go, on medication if they need it. Or they don't, there's so many things that they don't do because they're ashamed that other people are going to find out, or, all of those sorts of things. If you can just get to a position where you're just like, like, I've got this thing, I'm going to get it taken care of. Like, come on. So you're just, the shame is, if there was no shame in any of this, if it was just like, broke my foot, like that kind of, you don't feel shame about that. You just go, okay, well, I need to go to the doctor and get a cast and get a whatever and get some, painkillers. Let's go. I don't, I should probably stop talking about depression. I don't help with that at all. Um, but here's what I do. I help people to remove shame from who they are as a person, what they want to do, if they want to make more money, and the people that are around them are like, that, they feel shame about wanting more, those sorts of things. About being, I told this story today. If you feel like you're stuck, this is how I felt for a really long time. I felt like I was stuck. I had like, if you think about having a hook into the thing that I wanted, the life that I want, the person that I want to be, all the good stuff that I want. I've got a hook into that. And I'm trying to pull this into my life, trying to align with this and pull this into my life. But at the same time, I've got this hook, into some crap, into some shit, into that story, that not good enough story, that worthless, useless story, that, all that crap. I got this hook in there, and it's like, I have to let that go. Now, I have got techniques now that I studied NLP, I studied a lot of stuff. I've been studying mindset stuff and things to help me with my life for about 15 years. And here's what I've done, just so you can know kind of what the possibilities are. I was here in my life, down at the bottom, like definitely being told that I was a pretty much worthless person. That nobody would ever love me, that I'd be lucky if somebody would like take pity on me, so I needed to learn how to cook and clean because nobody would ever love me because I had nothing to offer. That's where I've come from. And I'm like, no, that's not freaking happening. And so now, I lived in, it was just like small town, whatever, Alberta. And so I was like, no, that's just not, I know that I'm more than that. I know that I'm more than that. And now I'm up here. I live in Sydney, Australia. I've got a view of the Harbour Bridge from my apartment. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm just telling you this because this is how it is. I was told that I was worthless and nobody would ever love me. I've just celebrated my 10-year anniversary with a freaking amazing man who is smart and kind and wonderful and just an amazing man. And so, yeah, I was like down here, and the expectations for me in my life were like dire. Like, yeah, you're just not going to have a good life because you suck. It's pretty much the belief that everybody had for me when I was growing up. And so, but I was like, no, I'm determined. I know that I'm worth more than that. So, this is where I am now. Now, I've got a far way to go. I want to, have a better life than I have now. There's always room for improvement. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have a six-pack. None of that stuff. But I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well. And, these are the things that have helped me, and these are the things that will help you. I do a lot of different things. I've got my finger in a lot of different pies. All of them, though, are for self-development, for improving my life, for improving your life. And here's what they are: fitness, nutrition, mindset, NLP, changing your energy. Now, my mom's side of the family, there's lots of woo-woo stuff going on there. Lots. My grandmother used to do automatic writing with my grandfather, who, of course, was not alive. And, yeah, my whole family pretty much kind of believes in like psychics and things like that. So I've been around the woo-woo my whole life, and I do believe in energy. So I believe in like the energy that you have, and your beliefs, your limiting beliefs really affect your life. And what you have in your life right now is completely 100% what you believe. This is where the trouble comes in. People think that conscious beliefs and subconscious beliefs are the same, but they're not. So you can go as much as you would like. You can say, I totally believe that I can make this much money, or I totally believe that I can lose this weight, or I can totally believe that this is going to happen. And you can be adamant about it, and you can be angry about it, and all of that sort of thing. But if you have if you have subconscious limiting beliefs like I did, that were like a hook in the shit, that were hooking you in, that are hooking you into that limiting belief. This is what I found. So I had a hook here and a hook down here in the shit, and I was just, spinning my wheels. I've been working on businesses for a really long time. I have seriously so many freaking domain names that I've bought, just thinking like, oh, well, maybe this one will work. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. Maybe this is, and not being, it's not even about being clear. It's just about being like, how can I, like, what exactly is it that I do? And I've had a chat with somebody today, and it's something that I've been thinking about for a little bit of time. And it's just about putting it all together and being all right to be all of you, right? All of you. So, I love music, and I'm just learning, but whatever. I love music, and I love fitness, and I love nutrition, and nutrition and fitness have helped me so much. Oh my God, in my life, you would not believe. And that's part of the stuff that I can help people with. Mindset is huge. It's huge. I've been studying this stuff for about 15 years, as I said. And 10 years I've been married to my husband, who's freaking amazing. And seriously, our relationship's amazing. It's so good. Of course, it can always be better. It's going to get better every year. And it's really it's amazing. And so let me talk to you about a few things. So this is part of the stuff that some of the things that you might expect. If you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're being held back, if you feel like you're not reaching your potential, and this is something, and I have therapists. Everybody has a freaking therapist, right? Of course I have a therapist. If you had my childhood, you would have a therapist too, let me tell you. So now I'm trying to do as many things as I can to improve my life in as many different ways as I can. And there's no shame in that at all. And so, just improve. All the things that you can do to improve your life, do it, and don't be ashamed of, doing it. Here's the thing that I'm going to tell you about shame, and I know I was talking about something else, but I'll get back to it. When I was in university, I was the worst at freaking writing papers, and I still am. I'm not good. And there was a woman in my class who I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed that I wasn't able to do it. I felt ashamed that I wasn't perfect, that I couldn't just sit down and write a paper, and I didn't get any help for it at all. And there was another woman that I knew who went to the student center all the time and had them help her with, to figure out how to do this. And she did really well, and I didn't. And that was a really good lesson for me because I was ashamed. I was ashamed that I couldn't do it, and so I didn't ask for help when I should have. And I really learned a good lesson from that. And then there was another woman in my class that I went to uni with, who was not ashamed at all for asking questions that other people may have thought were dumb. And she was like, whatever, I'm here. I'm paying to be here. I'm going to ask as many questions as I like, dumb or otherwise. And I really don't give a rip if you like it or not. And these things like that, like those two people, you just never know. You never know what thing that you could do, that one thing that's just you being you, really can inspire somebody so much. These are things that I've taken throughout my life since then. Those two things really were such good, there were such good lessons that I've taken them throughout my life. And I really have decided that I'm not going to feel ashamed about being myself, and that I don't have to fit into a mold that other people, expectations of other people. I want to do stuff that's going to help me reach my potential, and that's it. That's it. So how can things that can help you? I use NLP, and a lot of NLP stuff is very similar to a lot of energy work as well. So I'll tell you a story, and I'll give you an example so you can kind of figure it, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. For a really long time, I was holding myself back. Now, I was giving the example of having something tied, hooked into the shit. But here's one thing that I said this all the time, and I don't know why it took me so long to kind of put it together, considering I had NLP practitioner training. And that was that I always felt like in a certain situation that I had, like, I was being, it was like, the whack-a-mole game. I felt like I was in the hole of a whack-a-mole game, and like, just like always tense and being on the defensive because I knew that it was coming. Like, I knew the hammer was coming down. I knew that I was going to be smashed and smashed and smashed and smashed. And I always just was like waiting like that to be smashed. And so I felt like I had this, like, thing over me. And of course, I know exactly where that's from. It's a very controlling, kind of like hovering, kind of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like freaking control, freaking crazy person. And my therapist says I should write a book. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I had that feeling a lot. So I couldn't, of course, you have to think that you can't, like, put your shoulders back. You can't put your head up. You can't feel free if you've got someone like there with something to like smash you with. If you're feeling like that all the time. With NLP, you can take things like that. You can take that feeling and turn it into an actual tangible thing. Like, turn it into a shape or a color, or, well, shape and a color, or like some sort of, like, something that you can actually manipulate. So that's what I've been doing. So taking that shape, taking that feeling, turning it into a shape, changing the color of it, changing the, where it sits, things like that, making it less dense, making it disappear, making it dissolve, doing whatever I can to remove that thing. Now, you will understand this and it's also something you can do with physical ailments as well. It's really, really great. Now, I understand that I'm not a doctor and that I am, like, it's like, belief is a huge deal. And I have, through this stuff, as well as through exercise and being really determined, because I'm determined to have the freaking best life ever. I healed frozen shoulder. Seriously. I'm 47. I just turned 47 and 2 weeks ago, and I feel really good. I'm doing HIIT training in the morning. I get up every morning and go to the gym. I am eating really well. I take supplements. I, make sure that I'm doing everything I can for my brain. Brain health is really important to me. I really make sure that I'm taking, like, good supplements, fish oil, things like that. Those sorts of things. These are the two sections for me that I really can help people with. The outcomes that you can have. Feeling good, feeling confident, feeling like you've got control over what's going on in your life. Getting rid of the shit that's holding you back. That's the huge one, isn't it? That, like, those, especially if you're driven, like me, you're like, no, I want to, I'm ready, and I'm done with not taking action. I'm done with letting whatever shit that is stop me from taking action. And there's some good reasons why, there's some good reasons that I have, even though it's kind of a story, but it is, it's, sometimes you say, is it really true? This is really true. So I've got some good reasons for things not, for me to kind of not put myself completely out there. But I'm just like, no more. No more. I am a bit loud, and that's me, and that's it, and that's good. And all of me is coming to you to help you, because I'm really excited at how much this helps. How much this has helped me, how much I know it can help you, how much it can help you to, okay, let me go through the things that I have on offer at the moment. Sessions, one-on-one sessions. So here's what they are. One is Manifest with Acting. Now, what this is you will get some pre-work. You will tell me, or you'll write it down. You don't know, tell me. You're going to write this down. You're going to say what you want. What do you want? What is the future that you are looking for? What are the things that you really want in all areas of your life? Relationship, work, fitness, all of that sort of stuff. You're going to I want you to go through and really journal it, or just write it down and really think about what you want. Then we get together, we do a session, over Zoom, and you have a conversation as that person. So as that person, talking about, say you're having a conversation with me, you a year from now, and we're having a conversation about what's happened, and everything's happened, and it's exciting. And then we talk about how, what's happening now, and it allows you to go deeper into what you actually want. But the big thing is, it helps you to actually get into the feeling of what it's like to have that. This is what I think a lot of people have trouble with when they are trying to create, and they're trying to get into alignment with what they want, but they have a lot of trouble. Like, I don't know what it feels like to do that. I've never done that, so how can I feel what it's like? If you actually can have a conversation with somebody as that person, and not feel ashamed, and not feel weird, and not feel embarrassed, and not all of that stuff. I have an acting degree, so I am very used to getting into character, and getting into, the difference, even that your physical, like changing your physical body, and how that can affect how you feel. And that's like things like, putting your shoulders back and putting your head up, and being confident in what you're wearing, and what you're, how you're holding yourself is really important. So those things we will be talking about. We'll just be having a conversation with you in that power you in the version of you that has the stuff that you want. And then we're going to expand on it, and and then we're going to look at deepening the stuff that you're talking about. Here's what happens when you're doing it. When you're just journaling it, sometimes you don't think about going deeper. You don't think about, okay, and then what, and then what, and then what, and then what. And when you're having a conversation with somebody who's actually prompting you on those things, and it gets you thinking, and it gets you actually creating, and it gets you into that kind of that space where you're living in that space, and you're creating at the same time. It's actually really like a positive experience, and really kind of exciting, and really gets you into the energy of that. So that is one thing. We can do sessions, I do sessions with people about that. So you're being your future self in a conversation with somebody who is, and you can try doing this, like, if try doing this with somebody who is kind of in the same boat as you, that's trying to create a better life as well. Definitely try it. I think it's a little bit like you just want to keep asking questions about different parts of your life. I do some other things as well, but if you want to give it a try with somebody else, like just to have a tester or have practice, I think that's a really good idea too. If you would like to have a session with me, though, just go to my website and you can sign up there. The other sessions that I have right now are the self-awareness body-mind optimization sessions. And so what that is this: we work with your blueprint. Here's what I find. I find that, hold on, I'm just trying to have a drink of this. I shouldn't be having coffee. It's like 5 o'clock, almost 6 o'clock. But I'm having a coffee. Here's what I find. So many people fight with willpower when it comes to exercise because they're not doing something they like to do. And it's actually really important. It's like your life. It's like doing the stuff, doing work that you enjoy. Imagine waking up every morning and being excited to go to work. It's the same thing. It's one of those things when you wake up and you're like, oh God. Like, you don't have to go to the gym. You have to go to work if you want to eat. So if you are doing something that you absolutely hate, you're not going to do it. Let me tell you what I enjoy, and just to give you, and don't enjoy. So I know because I've tried so many things. Try lots of things. Seriously, try lots of things. Phone people. If you have a class that you'd like to try and you think that sounds really interesting, call them and ask them if you can do a trial class. Try like one class. I'd love to try it. I'm not sure if I'll like it. Can I do a trial? And if you like it, and if you love it, sign up. And seriously, it makes such a difference. I've tried so many things. Here's what I found out of all the things that I've tried. I love high intensity. I love things like martial arts. I love things like boxing class. I love things like boot camps, HIIT training, things where, number one, they're telling you what to do because I have a crap memory. But number two, it's a lot of high energy and you're like, go, 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 go. I love that. As you can probably tell, I'm a little bit hyper. So, anyway. And so that's my thing. That I like that. And if it's something that's slow, like yoga, like Pilates, like, dance classes like ballet and things like that, I have tried all of those things. All of them. And I didn't like them. I didn't like having to remember dance moves when I was in ballet, and that it was slow. And yeah, I didn't like that. And the same thing with Pilates, and I tried bar as well, and I liked it that I could tell, I could feel my body moving and all of that stuff because I'm fairly intuitive when it comes to my body. I can really get in touch with it. But it was boring and I didn't like it. So, but that doesn't mean that's what that's what you have to do. That's my blueprint. My blueprint is that I like fast action stuff that somebody's telling me what to do and I just do it. And so I love that. And by the end of the class, and it's, painful during the class sometimes. And then by the end of the class, I feel fantastic, dying on the ground, sweating my face off. And then I feel fantastic for the rest of the day. And it starts off my day in such a great way. And so finding that thing. So not feeling shame about not loving the things that people tell you that you have to do. But finding the thing that does work for you, that you love, is really important. Willpower shouldn't really come into it when you're dealing with your life, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to the job that you're doing, when it comes to all that stuff. You should really try to find the things that you don't need willpower to do because you enjoy them so much. That's how you have a fantastic life. And I can help you with a lot of that. So not feeling shame about doing the things that you really love and not worrying about, people thinking that you need to be doing something that you don't want to do. So that's exciting. So we look at your blueprint when it comes to fitness. Self-acceptance is huge. And that is your blueprint as well. So it's really like, it's about really kind of going, who are you? What do you love to do? About not being ashamed about it, removing the shame, removing the guilt, removing all of that stuff, and just figuring out what you're like on a daily basis, what you should be doing based on your blueprint so that you have a freaking awesome every day. And when every day, like when you have a great day every day, you're like, your life gets fantastic. Things change. You start like just like your life just gets so much better. It's so good. So we'll work on that as well. So that's my other thing at the moment that I'm doing. So yeah, it's about releasing those hooks, releasing the hooks and the things that have weighed you down. And this isn't therapy. This is very much energy. And sometimes that can really, help with things that, you probably would see somebody for. Like, for example, my stuff, that big thing that was like hovering over me is gone. And so I've had that for my whole life. Like, I've had that for my whole life. And and this is the funniest thing, because I have gone to a couple of different counselors and I've said that to them. I've said that I feel like I've got something here, and I need to that I feel like I'm always on the defensive, and there's things like here. And just realizing that I was like, oh, I can actually do something about that. Like, myself, I can do something about that myself. That's fantastic. Do that thing. Like, it's such a great, it's so great. It's so great. I even did, because I've got a back issue as well. And just letting go of the idea that it has to be, that just using your mind to change these things is unreasonable in some way. I don't think that that going to the doctor and stuff like that, you shouldn't do that. Absolutely. You should try everything. You should try everything, every possible thing that you can to improve your life. So if you're in pain, if something's going on, go to the freaking doctor. Here's the other thing though. If your doctor says something and you're like, I'm not, like, I've gone to the doctor before and they've told me that I should just do yoga, and I'm like, no, because I won't do it. Like, it's too boring. I won't do it. And so you just so instead, here's what I do instead. I do high intensity exercise, but I modify it because I know my body, because I listen to my body, which is what you need to do. Listen to your body, listen to your subconscious, listen to what, it's saying to you. And base your decisions on that. So here's what I do. I go to the gym, I do the high intensity workouts, but I can't jump, I can't twist, and I can't jump, I can't twist, I can't run. So I look at the muscle group that is being exercised in an exercise that I can't do, and I just modify it and do something else. So for example, if they're doing kettlebell swings, so kettlebell, big heavy thing, you put it between your legs and you're like, yeah. So kettlebell swings are they work your glutes and your like thighs, just like glute bridges do. So while other people are doing kettlebell swings, I do glute bridges. Or if it's like box jumps where you jump on top of a box, I can't jump on a box, so I just step up to a box and like do a high knee or something like that. Like, I'm just doing stuff that's lower intensity or lower impact, high intensity, low impact, rather than high intensity, high impact. So you can modify it. That's fine. So that's what I'm talking about though. Really, you need to like kind of go, what am I, what do I need to do in order to make this the best for me, and not be afraid to do that, not be ashamed to do that, not feel weird about it. Just be like, no, I'm doing it like this. This is the best way for me. I'm fine. Like, good. Let's see. How long have I been talking for? Probably a while. 35 minutes. Woo! Okay. So, possible outcomes. Confidence. Being yourself. Being all right with making mistakes, getting in front of people, not being ashamed to try new things and not be perfect at it. That's a big one, especially for women. We're like Judgy McJudgerson, like women and men, especially when it comes to women and what they're doing. So if you can be like the kind of person who can go in front of somebody, make a mistake, and they're like, oh, make a mistake, and you're just like, whatever. Yeah, of course I made a mistake. It's my first time doing it. Calm down, people. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about. Confidence. Yes, confidence is fantastic. Releasing the shit. Gaining confidence. Being able to do what you want to do. This is what it's all about. Making a decision, sticking with it. That is what's going to happen. That is what's happening. Being empowered. Being the person you already know you are, and you know that you're meant to be, and you're not doing it. This is what this helps with, because it's removing that thing that's holding you back from doing that. Yeah, it is really wonderful. Your relationships will get better. Because you're not holding yourself back. And yeah. And you're not apologizing. This is a big one. This is a good tip. Don't apologize. Say thank you. If you are having a hard time or whatever, and your partner is okay, let's go back to the depression example. If you're not feeling well, if you're feeling really low, instead of saying, I'm really sorry, I'm not feeling well, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. So thank you for understanding. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for... If you keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, what that does to the other person is like, oh, she's got something to feel sorry about. And so that, that goes into their subconscious, and it's also in your subconscious. It's putting you down, like it's saying that you're saying that what you're doing is not acceptable, like you're apologizing for it, and it is, and it's just saying, like, thank you for supporting me. That is such a better way to do it. Okay, so let me see. I have a lot of notes that I wrote. I've been writing a lot in my journal. A lot. I think this is actually only from like the last 3 days. I've been doing lots of writing. Oh yeah. Here's the other thing that changes when you, one of the things so getting rid of that stuck feeling, and also getting rid of that not good enough thing. I think that is a big one as well. Yeah. All right, I'm going to give you a exercise if you so desire. All right, here is something that I think is really important. What you say to yourself is really important. This is one of the most important things that can change your life really in a really big way. One of them. I've got tons, but here's one of them. What you say to yourself. Now, I think what happens a lot of times, people feel really worthless because they're taking those messages that somebody else has given them, and they're on repeat. So here's something that you can do. You can I'm going to give you a couple of things you can do, which is really kind of fun. You can write down all the freaking things you're really freaking good at. You can stop apologizing for them. You can stop downplaying them. I'm not necessarily talking about that when you're talking to other people. You're not like in your face, booyah. But you can say booyah to yourself. You can say, all right, if you're at the gym and you're like, I could only, lift 5-pound weights before, and now I'm using 6. Booyah, good for me. Like, even if it's a small thing, if it's a big thing, a bigger one, a bigger celebration. Small, medium, large, doesn't matter. All of those things that you do that really well, because you know what? When you do something that you don't think is very well, you sure as heck, don't just like let it slide. Generally, you're not just like neutral about it. You're like putting yourself down about it. If you've got a lot of self-doubt, and if you've got like a lot of the whole I'm not good enough thing, you will focus on the shit stuff and not on any of the good stuff. And I want you to flip that around and say, or at least if you're going to focus on all of the negative stuff, the same amount of attention on the positive stuff too. So if you're going to, all the stuff that you do really well. Damn, that was a good cup of coffee that I made. Really celebrate the stuff. Celebrate the stuff that you do well. I made this dinner. It's freaking awesome. I freaking rock. Like, allow yourself to give yourself compliments. Because you sure as heck give yourself like crap when you feel like you haven't done a good job. So you can't just have one and not the other. Although you can if it's only good stuff. If it's good stuff, you can do that too. So here's what the exercise is though. Write some of that stuff down. Write some of the stuff down and put it places where you can see it. Really good idea. And also, here's another one, and this one is actually kind of fun. For those of you who have that thing, and I get it, I totally get it, and I really need to stop myself when I get it. That voice that's like tells you what, how crap you are, and that like brings you down so quickly. Number one, just realizing that it is a voice that's doing that. Number two, here's a really good idea. Put a picture to that voice. I want you to think about that voice as if it's not actually you. It's something else. It's another being. It's another person. It's another something, another character. Find a picture of a nasty, old, yucky, like just evil looking character. And, print it out and be like, the liar is, put that on there and be like, what a freaking, make up a name for him. But do something like, it's all lies, this guy's a freaking dickbag. Like, put a face to that voice. And put something on the sign that is like, that makes you laugh. That is like, he's really nasty, but like, make fun of him a little bit. Call him a crappy name that you would be like, and then, yeah, just so that when that voice is coming along and that voice is like putting you down and that voice is telling you all the stuff that people had told you in the past that you believed at the time. And when you hear that voice, you just stop and look at that picture and be like, you're a dickbag. You are a liar. And then just let that thing take all of that stuff, put it all on that. And then, put all the stuff that you're awesome at and all these freaking awesome stuff, put that beside it and be like, see, you're a liar. You are a damn liar. Look at all this freaking awesome stuff I'm good at. So you can take your crap away. This is me. Thanks. So that's a nice little trick that you can do. And try to make seriously, don't just put a stick figure. Do some find some crazy picture that is it's really good if you can find something that actually kind of makes you laugh a little bit. Like if you kind of make fun of it, like what the, like not be scared of it, but make fun of it. So find a picture that, or, you know, of somebody that you're like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe somebody like the inconceivable guy from the Princess Bride, or somebody like that, or something ridiculous. Anyways, that you can kind of laugh at and go like, you don't know what you're talking about. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. So anyway, that is a lovely little thing that you can try. And also remember as well, when you're feeling that stuff, when you're feeling that kind of worthlessness, think about if you could imagine that feeling as a shape, as a color, as a tangible thing that you can, I mean, you can't touch it, but like if it was actual, you could touch it and feel it, like move it around. And then move it around, change color, make it pulse, make it bounce up and down. If it's making a noise, make it louder and softer, like change it, change the characteristics of this shape and see how that makes you feel. And it'll change a lot for you, I think. Yeah, all right. I have gone on and talked about lots of interesting things. I had made a video earlier and my video stopped after 10 minutes and I went on and on for like half an hour more. So I'm hoping that this did not do that. It says it's still recording, so anyway. So go onto my website, lauracameron-stedman.com. Sign up for either or both the Manifest with Acting sessions and also the body-mind optimization sessions, the self-awareness sessions. There is some courses coming up that are going to be fantastic, so keep an eye out on that. And I will talk to you later. Have a nice one. Also, before I go, if you have any questions or if you want me to do any videos on something specific, let me know, because I will, I love like answering questions. I love if people are like, you know, what can I do about this, and coming up with stuff. I love ideas and I love creating and I love, yeah. So yeah, let me know what you want, what you're having troubles with, and I will help you as much as I can. All right. Have a good one. Bye.